The M Health Fairview Sports Center, the site of tonight's SWCTC Hockey Classic between Park of Cottage Grove and Eastridge. Bill Hupp alongside my color analyst Mark Hodgins tonight, as these two teams very familiar with one another. Park coming in with a record of 7-13 on the season, 2-10 in Suburban East Conference play. Eastridge, meanwhile, coming in with a record of 6-15, 2-11 in conference play. They're led by their head coach, Dana Romaker. And Park is led by Coach Bay Schock, former Eastridge Woodbury head coach. As we take a look at the goaltenders for tonight, sophomore netminder Elena Adames, 0-4 on the season, a .458 goals allowed average and an .826 save percentage for the sophomore netminder wearing number 35. Meanwhile, on the other side for Eastridge, they'll start number 33 in net, Molly Beerworth, junior netminder, 1-7 on the season, a .446 goals allowed average and an .819 save percentage. Park of Cottage Grove in the green, Eastridge in the gold and white. As the puck drops and we are underway with Eastridge winning the opening draw here in Woodbury. Mark, it should be an entertaining contest. Hopefully it's as good as the JV game was, as the initial chances spilled and then Adames makes the save. But that was quite a rebound right on the backhand of the on-rushing number 7, Kira Lambert.
Yeah, some early nerves there, Bill. This one, as we said, Scott, you'll see the replay here, shot of it. Takes a bit of a hop as it comes into her, though. Safe paddle down, but even in there, it's pops back out. Both the coaches today have gone with the goaltenders. There's a little bit less playing time. Interesting, and a lot of trust in the goaltenders tonight. They're going to play an important part.
Yeah, both goaltenders see action for both teams, the kind of 1A and 1B, but yeah, backup battle of the backup netminders, backup tenders tonight here in Woodbury. That shot's flashed across the crease. It comes up the right wall, and then it's taken back by number 17, Hallie Hollenbeck, the junior forward. She forces it out of the zone, and then she stood up at the line. Eastridge controls in the neutral zone. It's banked off the far side boards and then picked up by Park. Forced back into their own zone, Addie Korkish, the freshman forward. Natalie Post there. Her sister, Elena Post, starts on the blue line for this team. She's out there as well as Eastridge controls. Banked off the wall, held in momentarily, and then Allie Schmitz not able to keep it in the zone. Saw Schmitz a little bit in the JV game. Battle for the loose puck as it's forced into the Eastridge end by Park. Thrown on net, gloved and held on to by Molly Beerworth.
Beerworth confident in a couple of saves there. You mentioned Korkish. Big hockey family. Obviously her father worked the rebound first with a save here by Beerworth. Good glove save to get that one. Obviously, you know, Jeff Korkish, the head coach of the Park Wolfpack boys team, and her brother Owen, a star forward with a lot of hockey ahead of him after high school for the Park Wolfpack boys team as well. So the Korkish family, a big name in the Park Cottage Grove area. Well
represented. Addie with 3 goals and 6 assists in her first year wearing a Park sweater. As that centering pass is intercepted by Julia Downey, one of 3 captains wearing the C for Eastridge tonight. Just a couple minutes gone by, first period still scoreless here in the SWCTC Hockey Classic. Puck slides back into the Eastridge end. It'll be tracked down by Schmitz, but not before icing is called.
So we got to see a little bit of Avery or Schmitz in the first JV game. She played a few periods of that game as well, the 8th grader, and certainly held her own.
But you can already tell just the difference in pace between the varsity and JV. It doesn't take long to see the difference, but JV game was entertaining nonetheless as they're checking that goal. And if you remember from the JV game, Mark, it got knocked off its moorings a couple times pretty easily. So it's back to action here as the draw is won back by Eastridge. Banked down the wall and picked up here by number 22, Kylie Paul. And we highlighted in the open, Paul's played really well as of late. 2 goals and 10 assists in her last 6 games. Crunched into the boards and taken back by Alyssa Hill. Eastridge holding the zone though nicely. This is number 13, Cheyenne Waltz. Played back down the wall. Now a chance here in the right wing circle. Pass across to Paul. She throws it on net, loose rebound. And meanwhile, we've got an injured Raptor who went crashing hard into the boards and I think may need some medical attention. Slow to get up as we take a look at this shot from Paul. And you can see the Raptor down on the left side of your screen already. So not sure what happened.
It looks like a high stick. It was just off our camera angle. She got it. She kind of went into the boards, holding around her upper shoulder area. So I don't think the boards were the reason for the injury, thankfully. But still, she's turned herself over to the back on that shot there that came through and actually sat in the blue paint there for just a second, where all of her attention focused towards the injury. You'll see the replay here. Yeah, right there, cross check upwards. And maybe a penalty the Park Wolfpack escaped here as that one got up high under the chin. She's a little bit wobbly getting up right now.
Yep, the trainer kind of pausing at center ice, as I think it may have just been a head hitting the ice situation. Don't want to speculate, but Eastridge teammates helping their injured teammate up, as she is able to skate off under her own power, which is good to see. Obviously, holding that head. Hard to see a number from here with the jersey bunched up as it is. But good to see her skate off under her own power as we go back to action. 2.5 minutes gone by here, first period from Woodbury, Park and Eastridge. And here come the Wolfpack. 2-on-1 as they head the other way. Poke checked away beautifully at the line. Nicely done, and now it's Limpert who skates onto it in the left wing. She throws on the brakes. Good stick lift there on the other side, though, to force the turnover by Stella Day. Puck battle behind the Park net. It comes around to the far side where it's controlled by Natalie Post. Her cross-ice pass banked ahead here for Daly. Stella Daly warded off by Allie Schmitz. Daly battling Allie Warner, set it out in front, and they score! Stella Daly, goal number 3 on the season for the senior defenseman. She's been active, had a couple really good shifts in the early going mark, and she cracks the scoreboard early.
You'll see the highlight here, determination goal here. She stayed with it. Some miscommunication there as I think
just banked it in.
Limpert thought the puck was going the other way. She just did the old reverse there and tucked it in, went to the power forehand shot, and a grade A goal there for Stella Day.
Grade A.
Single-handed effort, as you said, her third of the year.
Grade A goal indeed. That goal coming at the 3:14 mark. I think it's going to be unassisted. But a beautiful job to give Park the early lead. Indeed, it is unassisted. And now Park trying to get the jump on Eastridge as they score an early goal in the first period. And that was just an individual effort, Mark, from Daly.
Great play by Daly, and after a great opportunity went the other way, the Raptors had numbers on the rush. They go back the other way, and Daly comes off her point position, takes it in behind the net, and finishes it.
I thought she was going to try to throw it out on front, but she wisely just banked it in off of the netminder Beerworth. So an early lead for Park to enjoy. They won the opening matchup between these two teams back on December 5th, 2-0. Collision in the left circle, no call, but Eastridge has had much more puck possession so far in the offensive zone. Here's a shot through traffic at Whistles wide, comes up the near side boards, held in left point by Allie Warner. It's swung around to the far side boards where it's played by Noah Thermos. Swept in deep as Park will go off and try to catch Eastridge, or try to change on the fly as it's tipped into the zone nicely by Waltz. She'll go off for a change, so each team trading fundamental plays. Now we've got a whistle and a stoppage in play as I believe Eastridge was offside.
Offside, good pace, as you said, though, Bill. End-to-end action so far. The Raptors with the better of the chances, but the Park Wolfpack with the only one on the board.
Like you said in the JV game, no shot counter here at the M Health Fairview Sports Arena, so not sure exactly the shots counter so far. I'd say Eastridge has had more of the puck, though, for sure, as that's driven down.
Well, as one Bill, I can go talk to the goalie parents. They'll know for sure how many shots are in that.
Fair enough. Raptors come out with it. Centering pass backhanded. Saved by Adames. Back out to the right point. Shared near side. D-to-D pass, and now a chance here. Lauren Oslin bearing down on net. Oslin, one of the leading scorers with 6 goals and 7 assists for this Wolfpack team. Oslin and Maggie Jensen, whom we highlighted in the open. Those will be the 2 key figures to watch offensively for Park of Cottage Grove. Oslin, or rather Jensen, speaking of the Devil, holds it in at the point and rings it around the boards. Fundamental hockey right there from Jensen. Back the other way. Good job trying to split the defense by Sadie Roth, the sophomore forward, but
and hero and overtime hero, Bill, of the junior varsity game.
That's
Roth
right.
got the winner.
That's right, yeah. Roth got the overtime winner, and now she's playing on the varsity level. No rest for the weary, I suppose. Park manages to regroup, or try to, in their own end. They'll collect it in the left wing corner. Elena Post, freshman defenseman. Bounding puck still in the Park zone. Good job on the forecheck by Eastridge. Wheeling down low, turning. Bounding puck. Every inch of ice being contested here as Post goes behind her own net with it. Long stretch pass behind her intended target. It's picked up there by Warner. Warner up ahead for number 10, McKenna Miller, another freshman. A lot of youngsters on this Eastridge team. They were 15 and 11 last year. They're just 6 and 15 this year. They started out 1 and 9. They've righted the ship a little bit, but a 1 and 9 start is often hard to overcome as the puck is iced. So we'll take the draw back down in the Park end.
I'm not sure if we have any highlights of it. Wasn't really an action play, but I like what Eastridge was doing in their own end there. In the setup, Bill, they had Kira Limpert just outside the blue paint, right in front of goaltender Elena Adames. And what that does is it ties up the interior defenseman and allows the backdoor pass and other things open up.
And a shot and a score to tie this game. It's McKenna Miller. It's the 8th of the season for the freshman.
Seeing eye 50-footer. I think that one might have caught something, but went right through the 5-hole of Adames, and the Raptors get the answer they need at the 9:36 mark.
Yeah, didn't look like there was much in it, just from the center point thrown on net through traffic, and you're right, 5-hole on Adames. So we'll see if they award it to somebody else, if it was a deflection in front. As Roth was there, right in front where she was supposed to be, but credit to Miller for throwing it on net.
Yeah, the Raptors with the answer. Any shot's a good one. As we said, the Raptors trying to get traffic in front of goaltender Elena Adames, and there you saw Roth earlier, as mentioning Limpert, his position right in front of it.
They are giving it to Miller. Cheyenne Walls gets the assist. It's Miller from Walls. Walls' 6th assist of the season, but it's Miller from Walls at 7:24, an even strength goal and a well-worked goal, Mark, and I think certainly a deserved one. Nice move to get free as that one whistles wide. They had bodies in front as Lauren Oslin was there providing the screen. So now Park tries to respond after holding a brief lead here in this first period. 1-1 our score. 8 minutes into this opening frame. Dump and chase for Eastridge as they'll get it in deep and go off for a change. Park trying to catch him in that change. Banked ahead, finding its way to Stella Daly, and we've got our first penalty coming up. It's going to be a hold, and it's going to be on Eastridge.
Going to be Limpert. She got the hold on the boards there. I love the zone transition there. We talked about the JV and varsity, a difficult time with the zone entry. Right there you see Park, 2 passes up the boards and in, and they draw the penalty there as Limpert had to catch. We'll see on the replay here. The quick pass up the boards. And Limpwood came in and just got tangled up more than anything else. No body contact. You can check if you will, you can rub them out, just no open ice hitting there, but you can see Limpwood there wasn't sure. She didn't want to ride her too hard, and the penalty from it.
Gloved and held on to. Park of Cottage Grove not great on the power play this year though, Mark, just 12.7%. Meanwhile, Eastridge killing off about 2/3 of the penalties they take, 66.3%.
That was one of the highlights for me. I haven't seen a penalty kill in the 60s in a long time, so the Raptors with some room to improve, but I'm sure Park talked about that in the pregame of how they need to dominate if they get on the power play. Here's their first of the night.
They have a chance to regain this lead with the game tied at 1. That shot flashes wide. They've already had a couple shots with the player advantage. Patient with the puck here.
Different setup here on this one. Nobody in front of the net, and usually the bumper spot, Bill, the player that plays in between the hash marks up front, playing much deeper here. Now you see them kind of pull 2 in front, so a little bit broader setup on the power play for the Park Wolfpack.
They like shooting from that left circle as Natalie Post feeds up top. There's a one-timer through traffic, loose in front, and they dive on it. Beerworth covers the puck. She had tried to grab it with the glove mark, but it sort of popped up in the air. And the loose puck ultimately covered by Beerworth. 1:06 left on the holding minor.
Yeah, she stayed with it in good communication. You know, Allie Warner, we haven't called her name much, but right there again communicating. Allie Warner's made 2 or 3 plays without the puck tonight that has completely changed the transition for the Park Wolfpack. So a lot to be said outside the play. You don't have to call her name to see the effect that Allie Warner is having on this one.
Yeah, she's been impactful. Played in the JV game a little bit as well. It's loose in the slot. Park able to hold the zone. Banked off the end boards, but picked up by Eastridge, and they're able to clear the zone all the way down. And we'll see this aggressive forecheck that they like to employ with Julie Downey, senior forward and one of the 3 Captain C's on the ice. Downey.
I love the aggressive penalty kill. No room. Don't let anybody set up, and Downey uses her speed to her advantage. She knows she can beat that player, so she takes it.
Picked up at center ice by the Raptors. They able to regain the zone with Paul. Has it taken away this time by Oslin. Paul regains control though. This is how you do a penalty kill. Just 12 seconds left on the holding minor. Now tangled and another penalty coming up.
Cheyenne Walls draws the penalty. So the Raptors have speed up front. Cheyenne Walls, obviously a famous name in these parts. Daughter of Wes Walls, and Cheyenne's got the speed that her dad had as well. And right there, heavy offensive check. She draws the penalty.
Yeah, excellent. Excellently done by Walls as she draws the penalty, like you said. And another captain goes in the box, as that is going to be Josie Leonard, senior defenseman. So now it's going to be 4-on-4 for the next 7 seconds, and then Eastridge will have a 1:53 of player advantage.
The Raptors' power play has been pretty good, 20.2% on the year.
1 back, Eastridge unable to hold the zone. Two minutes for interference is the call. Raptors regain the zone. Shot blocker save, turned aside nicely by Adamas.
Big rebound though comes out there. If you're the Raptors, you're marking that one down. Shot from the perimeter, get to the short side, look for the freebie that came out that time.
Yep. Held here by Walls, and then her pass is deflected out of the zone. Paul will race back into her own end to pick it up. 6:08 to go first period. 1:16 left on the interference minor. And offside the call on Park, so the draw will take place, I believe, in front of the Eastridge bench. Eastridge hasn't been able to set up much yet, Mark, on this power play.
Not yet, not so much. The Raptors, we talked about them coming in here. This is a big game for positioning. The Raptors looking to leapfrog Park. Again, they come in, they lost 2-0 to Park earlier. Some good wins this year, though. 4-2 over Mounds View, 6-2 over Egan. So these Raptors can score when they get the offensive mojo going.
Yep, and they have won 2 of their last 3, so they're playing better. Again, 1-9 starts, tough to overcome. Meanwhile, Park, just like last year, won their first 3 games, and then things have cooled down since. Beautiful drive off the post. Great individual effort by Elena Post, who hit the post and then recovers in her own zone. It's poke checked free. Still 34 seconds left on the minor as the puck is contested at the Park blue line. Back to center ice. Dropped back and then played up ahead for Allie Warner. They'll regain the zone here with Miller. She's got the lone Eastridge goal. 5 minutes to go first period, 10 seconds left on the interference minor. Both teams' goals coming even strength here in the first period. Board battle eventually won by Park. Paul holds the zone left point. Banks it across, shot from distance doesn't reach Adames. Miller in there battling. Back to even strength we go. Miller again hits bodies out in front, and Park able to clear. Park trying to stay onside, and they managed to do so. A little bit ragged, though, this play, not as free-flowing.
Not a big fan of the short pass in traffic. Really an ineffective play there as they came down the far side. Malaya McMorrow that tried to make that play. Sometimes better just to carry it or fire it for open ice.
Good puck battle this is Natalie Post mixing it up. And then it's kicked ahead here by Limpert. Good stretch pass, looking ahead, trying to reach Daly. She's able to get there behind the Eastridge net. Centering pass hits a skate of a Raptor. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Shot deflected off the skate of Paul and picked up here by Downey. Tries to pass it up ahead. Instead, it's carried on back. Natalie Post goes down in the right half wall. No call. As Addie Korkish
just about caught Limpert right in the head, and now we got the call.
Now we do have a call as it was a delayed variety.
Limpert goes back to the box for the second time today. You know, we talked about the Raptors. You know, they graduate 4 powerful seniors. You know, Lily Fetch, who's now at the University of Maine, her 16 goals goes away. Addison Andre, who's now at Roseville Matamidi, I forget what the co-op name is. She leaves with 16 goals too, and then Viv Farrell and Bella Schmidt leave with 28 more. 60 goals, tough to replace. The Raptors have done a good job after going 1-9 and finding some depth scoring.
Another penalty coming up.
This one's going to go to Park. So
and this one's going to be on Park. So we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 50. As that one was a pretty clear one, drawn by Sadie Roth.
So we saw early on, we noted that the Raptors had some great speed on the penalty kill. Park struggled with it. So 4-on-4, open ice here. You'll see the play down the road. We talked about contact, but they're into the boards. Heavy contact by Park. They get flagged for it. So we saw earlier, we commented on the speed for Julie Downey and McKenna Miller, and of course, Cheyenne Walls, and we're going to see them out there right now in a 4-on-4 situation. Look for the Raptors to put some pressure on with that speed.
So we'll see what happens if this becomes an even more open game with 4-on-4 hockey. Paul backhands it ahead looking for Miller. Now it's carried on in by number 13, Cheyenne Walls. Walls battling a hard forecheck from Alyssa Hill.
Lucky to not be in the box for that one.
Yeah, that could have been a hooking for sure.
I think Cheyenne Walls definitely thought so. And there she says a polite little question to the ref of what do I have to do when I'm embroiled with gloves and sticks in my midsection.
And Walls, great strength on the puck, especially for a youngster to fight off the pressure there. Junior forward, Cheyenne Walls, 6 goals and 5 assists. I think she's not that young. I was thinking she was a freshman.
She's a fun player to watch. And to think that the Raptors have her for another year, what a treat. Good fortune for the team in white.
Yeah, great hockey pedigree, obviously, with her father. As Natalie Post regains the zone for Park. Good poke check free by Allie Warner, sophomore defender. DDD pass for Post. And Elena Post tries to settle the bounding puck. Warner backhands it out.
I like the sort of regroup back here. Park's in control. I like the DDD pass. I like the first move out of the defensive zone. I'm not a big fan so far of the zone entry. The chips are not deep enough. And if you're going to chip it in, Bill, you want to chip it into the opposite side, at least put the defender on their backhand going back in. And Right now, I don't like the sort of the undeliberate chip in by Park. Something to improve on as they go to the intermission.
Interesting. So that's the purpose of the diagonal dump, of the cross ice.
Diagonal helps. You want to get it. You want to get it to their backhand if you can, right?
Chance here for Eastridge, and that shot goes rising high. Sorry, Matt.
One of the things that you can study while you're on the bench, you look at the shot here. Right now, Raptors have 2 right-hand defenders out there, so you're probably going to want to throw it into the right corner, put the defender in the backhand. That way, she's likely going to turn to her forehand. There's so much predictive ability you can get from that, particularly in ladies hockey. But right now, I don't like Park's chip in, not deep enough.
Regain the zone. That shot driven down. Kylie Paul trying to test the netminder. Paul leading the team in assists with 12 on the season.
Limpert out of the box, a 4-second power play, now 5-on-5 again.
So both teams able to kill off their respective penalties. Each team took 2 penalties in that first period. And that one, I think, we're going to call a hand pass.
It's going to cost them 200 feet.
Yep.
We're going to go down to the Raptor zone.
That's what it's going to be. 1:13 left to go first period. 1-1 our score. We thought it would be a competitive game. These two teams next to each other in the standings in the Suburban East. And Mark, so far, it's lived up to that billing. I'm not sure either one has had the upper hand.
No, it's been a good pace. I really like Park's defensive play so far, and I like the forecheck of Eastridge. So lots of good things to talk about.
Shot hits a Park defender, and then that rifle attempt by Thermos was deflected off a Parks or Eastridge stick and up and out of play.
Great play there by Ali Schmidt. She got the blade on it. Now, I'm sure the goalie doesn't like the deflection coming from her own friendly fire, but it goes up and over the crowd, into the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want those nets, those pucks to reach your net if you can help it. So draw will come in the right circle of the zone, and then have to be weary of it. And Molly Beerworth covers and takes the whistle.
And she's all business. Do you like that? She gets the puck, covers it, throws it right to the dot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep playing. I love it.
Less than a minute to go here, first period. Here's another shot, glove down. She dropped it, but able to cover.
Another good save. Quick.
And Mark, what's the rationale? When does a goalie decide to take the whistle and to cover the puck?
Whistle is never a bad play.
Okay.
Statement, and you look at it at the end of the day, goaltender sees so much of the play and controls the play, but I think the whistle is never a bad play.
Off the draw, it's won by Eastridge. And bank it off their boards in front of their own zone, in front of their own bench, I should say. Swept in deep by Malaya McMorrow. Warner turning with it. Tried to clear, good pressure here by Thermos in the left wing corner. 26 seconds and counting. Park goes back to the left point with it. Thrown on net, a lot of traffic in front of the netminder, Beerworth. Big save by Beerworth to the right wing corner. Eastridge able to clear up to the Park line. 10 seconds remaining as the puck is thrown back into the Eastridge end and iced. So we'll have one more draw down in the Park zone with just 5.2 seconds remaining.
Tough face-off with 5.2. Probably just a little bit too much time to pull Beerworth out for that 6th attacker, but still, you never want to face off latter part of the period in your own zone.
Not if you can help it. That's enough time to run something. Some instructions being delivered from the Eastridge bench. Face-off left wing of the Wolfpack zone, left circle. One back by Park. Board battle left half wall as time expires here in Woodbury. An entertaining first period of hockey. 1-1. 1-1 our score in the SWCTC Hockey Classic after one period of play. SWCTC celebrated 40 years as your local connection to your community. This past summer they held an open house so people could experience all they have to offer.
It's a hot day today. Would you like a bottle of water? I can get you a water. There you go. Yeah. Want some water? Would you like some water? Bottle? Okay. Okay. I'll bring you some water.
and we're having an awesome time today. It's 100 degrees. We're sweating bullets, but we don't care.
I'm happy because I'm from Southern California, so I like the heat. Gets us ready for the winter, right? Woo me.
We just wish it wasn't 7 million degrees, but you can't plan for that.
No, you can't.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, hopefully it's not too long for you.
Hate the cold.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather stay out here at 90.
Pretty warm.
Yeah.
Do you need any more water? You okay? Okay. It's not cold out. But that's all right. We're having fun, right?
Captain Casey's gonna do is demonstrate how you do CPR and sweat. Don't go easy on them. Yeah.
Today we're celebrating a very special day, our 40th anniversary of the Cable Commission. 40 years ago in 1983, a group of citizens got together to provide some regulatory policy around what was then a new technology, cable television.
And so you can read the prompter,
Welcome to
pretend you're on.
SWCTC 40th anniversary celebration. This is our studio where some of the magic happens. You are reading this on your
Say hi, everybody. We're on TV.
Well, I think he's recording.
Very proud. Where's all their awards, you know? I mean, look at that. Very impressive. Very impressive. So I'm not the only one that's proud of them.
That's right. I love the studio.
With the use of new technology and a tremendous staff and the hard work and the support of our cities, we've been able to do some really great things. For example, we've won 2 regional Emmys with our work.
Oh my God!
It's the best job I've ever had, so I'm so thankful to be here.
Yeah, lots of people coming through. They like the air conditioning, you know. So they've been checking out our studio. This is awesome.
Yeah. There's an Emmy Award-winning podcast in here.
Well, the Emmy's actually for a video, but maybe someday we'll have an Emmy Award-winning podcast.
Short or long?
Oh, okay. Look at that. Where's the famous man?
I could be a podcaster.
You know what? I've worked here for 23 years now, and I grew up in Cottage Grove. You know, I went to school at Pine Hill Elementary and Woodbury High School, and to me, South Washington County's always been home. So I love it, you know, and to be able to come back and make videos for this area, there's nothing better. We only do this every 40 years, so, you know, they kind of came out for us, which is awesome. My kiddo got one. It had Frozen on it. She loves it.
Just awesome. How do you feel today, Mabel?
And this is the biggest event we've ever put on. And people have showed up, even though it's super hot out. It's like in hundreds today. People still came out and, you know, are enjoying the music and the food trucks and the fire department and checking out tours of our studio and the inflatables and, you know, all the kids' activities, the balloon artists. So it's been awesome.
This is to defend the planet Earth against the evil space aliens. All right, space station!
Every employee who works here, everybody who goes out and does all the city council meetings and goes to events there, the staff are the nicest people.
There was already a really strong foundation here. The previous administrator, Fran Hamish, I have to give a shout out to her. She really built the organization, got it to a point where it was doing really great things, and what I saw here was an opportunity to take it to the next level. A lot of people did a lot of hard work to get us where we're at, and so I just want everyone to know that we're all still working hard to take it to the next level, hoping to go another 40 years, so we'll see what happens.
Ooh, yeah, that feels good.
So it's been nice to connect with people in the area and say hi, and all the people came and beat the heat with us, so.
It was nice to see who's out here and to check it out and to be able to bring my son too. This is great. It was hot though.
Yeah, thanks guys. That was really cool.
Thank you.
Stay cool out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy 40th!
1-1 our score after one period of play in the SWCTC Hockey Classic. Bill Hutt, Mark Hodgins, ringside here at the M Health Fairview Sports Center. So we take a look at first period highlights between Eastridge and Park of Cottage Grove. And what an individual effort, Mark, to start things for Park. Beautiful goal there from Stella Daly.
200-foot effort, we talked about it.
But then Park, or rather Eastridge, would respond as McKenna Miller answered. Some terrific goaltending here off that rising rocket. Really entertaining first period. Post hits the post for Park. A blocker save made there. And Mark, it was just a really entertaining game of hockey as the two teams switch ends.
Well, we talked about it coming in, you know, two evenly matched teams, two teams that have a little bit of trouble scoring, but really back and forth and some good offensive plays by both teams. And, you know, Park, we talked about what I liked in the first period. I loved the defensive zone play and the transition out. I wasn't a big fan of the zone entry. We'll see if they can improve on that. And Eastridge's speed impressive equally at the other end. So.
Yep, and it was kind of hard to say which team had the better of play, but this is a big game, especially in the conference. And it shows you the depth of the conference that these two teams are bringing up the rear, 8th and 9th respectively in the Suburban East. Tells you a lot about the quality of hockey being played in the conference as we are set to drop the puck here in the second period. And just like the first period, Eastridge wins the opening draw. Heading left to right on your screens here at the M Health Fairview Sports Center. First time calling a game from here. And a pretty cool facility. Obviously right next to Eastridge High School. Centered pass out front, deflected. Good stick where it needed to be for Kylie Paul as the puck's forced back out to the Park blue line. Eastridge trying to avoid the offside, and it's banked in the zone, and then a cross ice pass finds its way onto the stick of Elena Post. Leaves it for her teammate number 15, Lauren Osland, as Osland centers. It's gloved down initially, and then the shot goes wide by Alyssa Hill. Coming down to play it here, Sam Miller in deep. Kylie Paul picks it up, goes off the window, but only as far as the blue line as Miller banks it across. There's a shot and a save. I believe Molly Beerworth would have liked to have held on to that, but instead it's still in the possession of Park. Chance here for Natalie Post. Park buzzing early here in the second period. Fanning on the pass, that could lead to a chance for Eastridge as Sydney Myers, the senior forward who didn't see much action in the first period, backhands it, and then her pass is tipped away. Miller tries to feed her teammate. It's turned over. There's a shot and a big save made.
I think it might have caught the post even.
Yeah.
As it came through from Warner at the point.
We didn't hear any kind of ping, but that doesn't mean it didn't catch the post as it's held in right post initially by Allie Warner and then carried on out by Miller. Sam Miller gets it in deep. Chasing after it is Schmitz. Miller battling with Schmitz in the right wing corner. Post backhands it in deep. Park has looked good in the early going. But yeah, the best chance probably came from Eastridge. Stolen back by Warner and rung around for McKenna Miller, who has the lone goal for Eastridge tonight. Stolen back, chance from the slot. And that one goes in. No, wave it off. Yes, it does go in. How about that for a goal call, Mark? That was hectic.
That one hopped up, and Kira Limpert reacted like she heard Barb behind her. The referee, though, right away pointed in.
Well, the one ref waved it off, which is why I said no goal, and then he pointed.
Well, here we'll get a look at it. Up it goes, and I don't think that is in the net.
I don't think that went in.
And
Park catches a huge break because he initially waved it off, and then he pointed.
Unfortunately, that one's going to... We get the benefit of the replay. The official doesn't, and he was in a great position to call it. I heard the ring. And I could tell by Beerworth, the way she looked back at it. She wouldn't look back if it was net. She heard something, and that one came back. So a huge break for the Park Wolfpack. It's on the board now and not coming off.
2:17 into the second period, an even strength goal. I think it's going to be Natalie Post's 6th of the season. Now they're going to give Natalie Post. Couldn't quite hear who the goal scorer was. We'll get that for you.
You mean you couldn't hear a public address announcer in an arena?
Not in here.
It's like talking through a Coke can.
Yeah, it really is. Excellent move here, and now a chance for Eastridge to tie it, and they missed the net. Kira Limpert with an excellent chance.
Good wheels as Limpert blew by the defender.
Yeah, no doubt. Good. The ref avoids that one. Park tries to change on the fly. Eastridge trying to catch him. Banked up ahead beautifully for number 29, Bella Palmer. Has it taken away from her at the line. And now here comes Park as they re-enter the zone. Centering pass cut out.
So there's a perfect example I mentioned in the first period. They come in there in a 2-on-2 zone. So here we'll get a quick look at the goal. I think we know what happened here. Park the benefactor of maybe a call that.
And I think they got that goal call wrong, as that was actually.
Well, it went in after. So is he calling the goal after, or was he calling the original shot, I guess?
But
c'est la vie at this point. It's on the board.
And that was from a shot from Natalie Post. So I don't know if they're saying that it took a deflection or what have you.
The first view, great camera work, by the way, team. And
yes.
Again,
wonderful
the first
job.
camera view looked to me like it was crossbar and out to the blue paint. But
yeah,
appreciate it, guys, down in the truck giving us these fantastic shots.
Centering pass, the puck once again in the blue paint. They lose sight of it. And now we've got.
Yeah, we're going to get a penalty here. Some pushing and shoving. Maggie Jensen came in, and she's going to cost herself too. The captain, she didn't like something going on and came in, and she might be the only culprit going to the bench.
Sometimes that's not a bad thing, though, for your captain to show a little grit.
She got pushed in.
She got pushed into it by Miller.
Yeah.
She went colliding into Allie Warner, the captain. Jensen, though, is the only one that's going to go. And so that'll put Eastridge on the power play. Raptors this season 20.2% on the player advantage. Park not bad on the kill, 71% for them.
So the Raptors need to use their speed here. They need to spread it out. We saw Park's power play, which was quite to the perimeter. So now you're seeing the Park coach talking about, I think, what we saw about somebody getting pushed in. Fortunately, Russ going to see the second all the time, and he did there. We saw the Park power play earlier, much spread out, no one in the bumper position, which you talked about in between the hash marks. You know, that's a really key spot in the power play because it draws the defender out. It leaves the back door open. We'll see what Eastridge is going to do here, but the key is traffic in front of the goaltender. Take the eyes away.
Off the skate of Natalie Post and all the way back, and we're going to have a delayed penalty coming up.
So the Raptors are going to get one for tripping, and none too happy about it, obviously, is Sadie Roth, but it was a trip, a little bit incidental as the stick got caught up in the blades, but probably that little conversation from the Park bench didn't have much influence, did it, Bill?
I don't know. I can't say, but 1:52, we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 52. And then that's the value of those conversations, but a great job by Post, who just got stood up. That could have been interference. It's a trip.
It was interference.
Okay, it was officially interference. And I think from our vantage point, the right call. So we'll see if either team can take advantage of this extra open ice. Beautiful move to get free, and then it's lofted back out to center by McKenna Miller and all the way down. Just pitchforked it out of the zone. Miller loses to Miller, Sam Miller, that is. Sam Miller throws it on net, turned aside comfortably by Beerworth.
Heavy hit into the boards.
Yeah. Checking, of course, not allowed in the girls' game. Warner for Paul. Out of the zone, picked up in neutral ice by Park, and then they'll try to execute a quick change as Kira Brennan gets it in deep. 12 minutes to go, second period, 2-1 our score. A controversial go-ahead goal for Park early in the second period is the difference. Sharp angle shot. Oh, a rebound was right there, still loose. Coming down to play it here, Brinkman, but instead it's picked up by Kira Paul. Blocker save, that one, all kinds of English on it.
That's a heavy shot from 60 feet out for sure. Keep an eye on 22, that's a rocket.
Yeah, Kira Paul, Kylie Paul rather, there's a reason we highlighted her in the open. There's another chance, another juicy rebound swept out of there. Again, Kira Limpert making the difference. Limpert has been one of the more impressive players
play
on the ice.
Absolutely. We'll get that on the highlight reel. See what she did. She pulls it from the right to the left, but she does it not just only to cause the screen, but she tries to get the goaltender to move. Heads up play.
Another save for Adamas on that sharp angle shot. And both teams now back to full strength. So the penalties ended up being immaterial. Both teams with 5 players on the ice as Park goes to work in the Eastridge end. Physical play from Limpert. Try to jar the puck free, and Eastridge comes out with it. Raptors managed to exit the zone, stood up there though, and it's going to be another call. Penalties coming fast and free here in this game.
Frustration call there on Cheyenne Walls, but you know what I love about both these teams here? These girls are very hardcore. They're playing with such an edge. There's no space out there at all. A little bit of frustration. We saw Sadie Roth. Here we see Cheyenne Walls. She gets tied up. Could have been interference for sure. She doesn't like it.
That's what I thought it was. Walls called for.
But again, the second one's always going to get called there. So Walls didn't like getting tied up. I don't blame her, but unfortunately the referee 5 feet behind her.
What did the call end up being on Walls? Stick to side.
He gave it, called her for roughing, I believe.
Roughing, okay. Well, I wonder if now the refs are going to try to have a tighter whistle
2 minutes
to compensate. There's a shot blocker save.
Mark that one, 10-15, Bill.
That's
huge
a tremendous save
to keep it 2-1.
Not much on the shot there by Korkish. Of course, her dad, Jeff, the boys' head coach at Park, looking on nervously.
Here tonight, watching 12 for sure.
Excellent job, though. Could have been the second goal for Natalie Post, but a fine blocker save from Beerworth.
Best of the game from Beerworth. That's a tough save. High blocker, and she made it look easy.
That's not worth a beer. That's worth 2. That is
as long as you're buying, Bill, we'll have as many as you want.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's up and out of play, and so we'll do the draw again down in the Eastridge end.
Little different look here to the Park power play. They've brought out number 10, Maddie Brinkman. So she's a big-bodied girl, tall, and she gets in front of
she is very tall.
Beerworth, and I like that decision by the Park team. Talented player, and she causes commotion in front of the net.
Yeah, and anytime you can take a goalie's eyes away, of course, or act as a screen, of course, that's usually a good thing. Long stretch pass, beautifully timed. Chance here for Park. Short side, Beerworth makes a nice save. Cleared and out of the zone, so Park will have to touch up. Post goes near side with it for Oslin, but it's forced back down to the netminder Adamas. So Park will try to regroup here with 44 seconds and counting left on the roughing minor on Walls. Paul's shot, more of a get the puck in deep effort. Miller just trying to waste a little time. 25 seconds left on the power play. Ooh, good poke check free at neutral zone ice. Anything to disrupt the rhythm, and right there, that poke check disrupted the zone entry.
It does for sure. I watched Brinkman kind of an ISO there on that whole shift there, and I watched her. Super talented hockey player, got good skills, but I gotta think the Park basketball coach is saying, are you sure you don't want to play for us?
Right.
Hockey coach, no way, she's all ours. We got the talent.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something to watch, just a freshman.
Yeah, so the future bright for her if she can continue that skill development as Natalie Post lifts it in deep. Hammered around by Allie Schmitz, but held in at the point momentarily before it's forced out of the zone. Chance here now as Limpert skates onto it right wing. Limpert centering pass, but only as far as Elena Post. Limpert gets it back and goes up top here for Schmitz, who throws it on net. It's gloved and held on to by Adamas.
Good shot by the 8th grader from the point. Nice job in front of the net though. Number 29, Bella Palmer, was trying to create some havoc in front, and she was not really pushed too hard. We talked about right now the refs have a bit of a happy trigger finger. Number 24, Kira Brennan, she just used a body to call a boxing out. Bill turned her to the side, let her goaltender see it.
Yeah, smart play as that one splits the defenders for Eastridge, and they have to touch up. Delayed offside. So Eastridge trying to regroup back in its own end, nearly a turnover, and the goaltender has to come all the way out above her crease to melt that one down.
She gave a little stare down to the poke into the glove too. I don't think she was too happy about it.
Yeah, goalies usually don't like when they get a little whack after the whistle or a shot.
I have one, Bill. I know all about it. They don't make their bed either.
Well, one thing at a time, I guess. Off the draw shot, and again has to dive on it and take the whistle.
Good pressure. Park's done a nice job of trying to take away the speed. You know, we talked about the interference call maybe could have been called. Cheyenne Walls gets the roughing end of it, but Park realizes in that neutral zone transition, Eastridge has got speed. It's period number 2. They've done a nice job of slowing them down.
Yeah, certainly it's a coaching chess match when you have two programs that are as familiar with one another as these two are. Little chip and chase, 2-on-1. They set up shop in front of the net. Centering pass, couldn't reach it though. Eastridge tries to hold the zone, able to momentarily. Brinkman down there. Raptors come away with it. Miller goes down, and another penalty. The 5th of the period by my count. And it's going to be, I think, Brinkman who goes for the tripping. And I was wrong about Brinkman. It is actually...
I think
I'll
she
get a
knew.
number for you in a second.
I think she knew it. I think it's number 12.
I think it's...
I thought it was 12, but we'll have a look.
It's either Corkish or Hill.
Nope, 28 on the board.
Yeah, it is Hill. Alyssa Hill goes. Second penalty now for Park after Eastridge has committed a couple penalties of their own. But again, a pretty comfortable call. That save, she tried to glove it, couldn't, Adamas. Now a battle for the puck, centering pass. Great strength exhibited by Haley Hollenbach. Eastridge throws it on net, and it's covered and held on to. Neither team has scored on the power play tonight, despite each team having taken 4 penalties now.
So again, Bill, 20.2% for the Eastridge power play, and they look like they want to work it back to the top of the umbrella, but there's no traffic in front of the net. That's not going to work from 55 feet out if the goalie can see it the whole way through.
You're going to have an unbelievable Ovechkin-style shot to beat a goaltender from there.
Well, we saw one earlier. Kylie Paul ripped one, but she's out there right now.
There's a shot from the center point. Comes up the wall, and it's swept out of the zone by Oslin. Paul leaves it here for Sadie Roth, who will reignite play. Roth into the zone, wards off a challenge from a Park defender. Roth walks the line, walks in through traffic, loose in front. They're whacking at it. I think it was saved.
Back in through the legs, and she got a piece of it.
Unbelievable. Managed to steer it to the corner. Paul, backhand up the wall. Good job maintaining possession and holding the zone. 40 seconds left on the tripping minor. 6:14 to go, second period. A couple players run into each other. Park still not able to clear the zone. Paul, right point. Feeds it across. Good puck sharing this. Shot to score! That's a rocket to tie this game on the power play.
Great puck movement, Bill. We talked about that reverse VH short side. No one's stopping that. Cheyenne Walls. That's a different dimension. She finds it upstairs. 2-2.
Cheyenne Walls with a wicked wrister, assisted by Miller and Paul. That was fancy.
Oh, that is just an incredible goal. Cheyenne, you're going to want to watch that one tomorrow on SWCTC. That is a highlight reel goal. What a shot from the Raptor star forward.
Very impressive, and just like for the second time tonight, Eastridge has erased a 1-goal deficit and tied us at 2. Coming at 12-12 of the second period on the power play. McKenna Miller now with a goal and an assist. She's had a hand in both of the Raptor goals tonight. The precocious freshman, 8 goals and 4 assists on the season for her. Not a bad freshman campaign.
Pretty good.
Here comes Park as Elena Post worked to the outside. Her shot goes wide. Comes up the near side boards. big collision, but eventually you knew that another penalty coming up. Eventually you knew that the poor discipline of both teams was going to come back to bite one of them. And sure enough, Park takes another penalty. This time it's Kira Brennan who goes to the box for 2 minutes.
Bill, you think this one means anything to these young ladies?
Yeah, seriously.
There's not a lot of love out there right now.
A lot of fight.
A lot of edge, I'll tell you. Fun game to watch, fun game to call.
Yeah, this one feels like it might have overtime written all over it. Up the near side boards, forced out of the zone. Cheyenne Walls, who just scored on the power play a minute ago, back out there for the Raptors. Bounding puck, Walls picks it up at center ice. Down the left wing into the zone. She wheels back at the left point. Goes off the far side boards, but only as far as a Park defender. And it's just to kick it back in, but the play is ruled offside. 4:49 to go, second period, 2-2.
So I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of impressive talent out here tonight. This is my first time seeing both these teams. I'm a little bit more familiar with some of the young Eastridge girls, but this line out here right now for Eastridge, Roth, Walls, and Julie Downey, there is so much grit there. There's the face-off, right off the face-off. And right there, Hollenbach puts the cross-check right across her player and knocks her down. There is just so much edge to this line for Eastridge. Totally effective.
Sandpaper, I think, is
that is the term. They play tough.
In deep by Josie Leonard. She gives chase. Good leave for Eastridge as they try to get something going with 1:06 left on the power play. Paul collects it right half wall. Bumped off by Leonard. Brinkman in the right wing corner. And it's just to fire it all the way down to the other end. Now a lot of pressure being applied by Malaya McMorrow. This is a tough name to say fast. Picked up on the far side and carried out by Eastridge as they try to get something going. Miller gets her stick in the shot and blocks it. Excellent penalty kill this for Park. Just 25 left.
Not much chance for Eastridge to set it up.
And every time they do, Park manages to rifle it down.
There's could have been a call there. It's the aggressive play, right? They're not sitting back and waiting. They're going right after them.
Bella Palmer weaving her way through traffic, poke check free. And again swept out by the Wolfpack.
Sam Miller with a great stick there. Can't teach it any better than that.
Miller's had a couple nice poke checks defensively as we're back to full strength 5-on-5 with 3:10 and counting to go, second period. Each team scored once in the first. Each team has scored once in the second. Gloved and held on to.
Good shot.
A nice save by Adames. 0-4 on the season, but 4, 5, 8 goals allowed average and an .826 save percentage. Respectable enough numbers.
She's been solid tonight when she's had to be, that's for sure.
There was no stopping that wall shot. They worked that tic-tac-toe around, and she
any league, boys or girls, that's in the net.
Yeah, that's just a well-placed shot by a talented kid.
I'm still kind of a little bit shocked at the highlight replay of how much steam was on that shot. That was amazing.
Yeah. One back by Eastridge. Limpert in there, chasing after it, trying to hold the zone, and does. Only as far as Elena Post, patiently passing it out of the zone. Natalie goes cross ice with it. Excellent defense, though, by Kylie Paul. Rung around for Natalie Post along the left half wall, just outside the left circle. Now controlled here by Cassidy Moan. Cycled down low, centering pass to a cutting Natalie Post, but she had a couple defenders to contend with.
Featured player Kylie Paul with a great play there.
Limpert regains the zone for Eastridge and rings it around. Adames came out to play it initially. Good back check by Limpert as she goes off for a change. 2-2 in the second period, 2 minutes left. Pass just out of the reach of Stella Day, who's tracking it to the end boards, but Kyla Lotta is able to get there first. Good communication out there. You love hearing the kids talk, and that's so critical in hockey, of course. Carried on out by the Raptors. And then just backhanded in deep. Elena Post up the near side boards. And then poke checked free. This game has been so even between these two teams.
It really has. We said no shot clock in the building, but it's, by my guess, probably pretty close, around 20 apiece.
Yeah. Certainly seems like it. Great defense here by Josie Leonard. The pace has been frenetic. And like we said, 5 penalties for Park, 4 for Eastridge. Centering pass gets all the way back to Brinkman at the top. Shared near side. One-timer goes wide. Fed out in front. Too many Eastridge bodies in the way. Less than a minute to go. Park buzzing, still on it. Back to the center point through traffic, and somehow Beerworth was able to see it and squeeze it.
Good shot there by Ava Tashner. Bill, you know, one of the things I don't see a lot in girls hockey, we'll get the replay here from Tashner, is the shot by Beerworth through traffic. Good save and no rebound, more importantly.
Yep.
65% of the goals in the National Hockey League are scored by a pass that goes what they call across the Royal Road. So draw a line from the center of the goal crease right to the blue line. So passing, if you will, the symmetry of the pass across, the amount of goals, it's 65% in the league. Now, you don't see it a lot. Why? High skill play needed. Tashner with that one-timer. It's a very tough play to make, but you can see a little bit more of that as kids continue to grow and go through hockey. Moving that puck, making the goalie move left to right is a huge play, but that one-timer by Tashner was a high skill play with a defenseman.
It makes sense in the NHL. The goalies are too good to just be allowed to be stationary. Schmitz chases after it, hounded by Oslin, forces the turnover. Jensen passes it across. They score! With 7.8 seconds to go in the second, Park regains the lead 3-2. It's Lauren Oslin.
Turnover in the neutral zone, but how about the feed from featured player Maggie Jensen? Tape to tape in the net.
Jensen to Oslin. And nothing Beerworth could do about it. Great 2-on-1 play for Park.
And a great back check by Sydney Meyer. She's trying to tie her up. It's just strength versus strength. Oslin's being pressured. Somehow she's still able to get the shorthand on it. And a goal, and that's a big one. 7.8 seconds to go. That puts one team in a sour mood going into the intermission.
An even strength goal with at the 14. Well, anyway, Park scores with 7.8 seconds left to go, and they take a 3-2 lead into our second intermission. SWCTC covers stories from all over South Washington County. So we're going to take you behind the scenes to see how they approach video production and how they've grown as an organization.
We do every aspect of creation here for different projects. And we can do all sorts of things, from promos to long videos to documentaries to storytelling. It's what we do. So we take a project in, a different producer will take on that job, and then they will do everything from writing it to shooting it to doing the interviews to post-production and editing and color correction and sound. And then it goes out onto our YouTube channels and on our cable channel.
I think the advantage of being involved in every aspect of production is really beneficial just because you understand how each piece works, and I think that really helps you put together a really nice, finalized product.
What kind of equipment do we need? Do we need to take a certain camera? Do we need to take the van with all the equipment? The most part is just to help out and make sure that everybody has the support they need when they do a shoot.
For me, I think it really starts at the interview process. When I do the interview is when I start really getting involved in the story. I started in 2002. We used to be kind of a one-man band type operation. So a lot of times it would just be one of us would go out there and we would do the mic and we'd run one camera, we'd set up lights if we needed to, and then we'd come back and edit it. We worked very individually. And then over the years, I think we started realizing that it's easier to have more people. Having the two cameras is huge because it just allows you to cut your interviews better and things go smoother. So like on the softball story we recently did, we did 5 or 6 interviews at the field. And so I took all those and I transcribed the interviews through Adobe Premiere, and then I print it out, and then I just go through and I highlight kind of what I think a soundbite might be, and then I start editing.
My favorite part is actually being out there with the camera in hand and filming. I like meeting different people and just learning about people out there who has a story that I could tell.
It is a huge benefit working here in the fact that you can do everything. You're not just stuck being the camera person or the editor or the sound guy. You can do every aspect of it and really hone your skills at the entire aspect of video creation.
My favorite part is probably the editing process when you see all that hard work come together and make a story. So all the hard work that you put in, producing, and then actually the production part, and then now you actually get to put that all together and see what the story is.
I know I've grown a lot. I know my writing has gotten better over the years. I used to be, very direct, dot, fact. Now I'm a much better writer because I've done it more. I think my storytelling has gotten a lot better. My stories have gotten longer because I have more confidence in my ability to tell stories.
I've worked here for 23 years, and it's amazing to see the difference in equipment and the abilities of the producers and what we can create. It's really great to be able to work with people who are good at what they do and really are passionate about what they do. We take a lot of pride in production here, so we really want to tell great stories, but we also want to make them look really good. And having the ability to have equipment now that we didn't have 20 years ago really makes that happen for us.
I want people to know that we're not Zach Galifianakis between two ferns. That old style of what community access was, that's no longer. We have 2 Emmys now. We use some of the best gear in the business. We do it like the movies do, but we just don't have the resources that they do. But we still edit, shoot, write, all that stuff still happens the same way as a major motion picture. So in the long run, we do exactly what the big boys do, but we don't cost you an arm and a leg to do it, and we're willing to help teach and educate younger people looking to get in the business.
The city of Cottage Grove is known for its cozy, small-town feel, while being only minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the Twin Cities. This winter, we invite you to our home. Whether it's making memories, exploring the unknown, or simply being together again, we know you'll find something here worth stopping by for.
Imagine stormwater pollution as rubber duckies. Then visualize these ducks as stormwater pollution, as trash, oil, cigarette butts, and pet waste, all flowing untreated to our lakes and rivers. And that's not good for any of us, because we all live downstream. So take a minute and help keep our waters clean, because clean water means quality of life. So keep it clean, Minnesota.
Cars blocking the plow.
Help out our plow drivers by observing our city's winter parking regulations. This helps them clear the streets, making it easier for you to get around. This winter, be a hydrant hero and assist your fire department in digging out those hydrants.
Hi,
I'm the cable company.
And I'm Air City. Over the years, the cable company and I have made many financial agreements so they can continue to bring cable television to
me, a resident of your city.
Part of our agreement with the cable company allows us to use the franchise fees to create
me, your local community cable channel. We provide direct communication from your city to you, the resident, in the form of city meetings, special programming, and local information you can't find anywhere else.
And thanks to you, local channel, I am able to stay informed in what's happening in my city.
And together with our cable company partner, we're able to provide a state-of-the-art cable system to your home.
And our partnership keeps our residents engaged in their community.
So thank you, your city and cable company, for providing funding so local channel can continue to provide me with a diversity of information that strengthens our community.
Log on to learn more about what your local cable channel does for your community.
Did you know that 46% of homes don't have working smoke detectors? Most of these failures are from dead and disconnected batteries. The Woodbury Fire Department wants to ensure that every smoke detector is working properly, which is why we created a battery replacement program for senior citizens. All Woodbury senior citizens have to do is sign up, and a member of the Woodbury EMS Fire Department will come out and replace your smoke detector batteries for you. You can sign up on the city's website or call 651-714-3600 to schedule an appointment. We want everyone to be safe, so let's all work together to make sure every home has a working smoke detector.
Text to 911 is available throughout Minnesota and is a great option for individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, speech impaired, or individuals in a situation where it's unsafe to call. For example, if a crime is in progress and the caller must remain quiet to stay safe, or if the caller encounters an agitated person. To text 911, enter the numbers 911 in the To field of your messaging app. Use simple words and do not use abbreviations, emojis, pictures, or slang. Send the message and be ready to give your location and to describe the type of emergency. Answer any questions and follow instructions. Calls are preferred as information can be obtained from background noise and voice inflections. Remember, call if you can, text if you can't.
Are you ready to turn your house into your dream home? Or are you a first-time homeowner in need of some upgrades? Unlock the full potential of your living space by taking advantage of the loan programs provided by the City of Woodbury. Whether you're looking to enhance comfort, address health and safety, boost energy efficiency, increase property value, or simply enjoy a fresh, modern look, the city's Neighborhood Reinvestment Fund and first-time home ownership programs are designed to make your dream home a reality. Low-interest loans of up to $30,000 for first-time homeowners and $40,000 for Neighborhood Reinvestment Fund applicants are available to income-qualified households who earn no more than $146,000. The property value may not exceed $419,000. Take advantage of these programs today by visiting woodburyloans.com.
(3-2) our score here after 2 periods of play, thanks to a go-ahead goal with less than 10 seconds left for Park at the end of the second period. Let's take a look at second period highlights. And Mark Hodgins, it was an entertaining period, and it started with an unbelievable call by the ref.
You know, that's a great camera angle, guys. I mean, these shots you're getting us are incredible. We'll talk about that one a bit more in a second, Bill.
As both teams with a flurry of chances. Great save here with the blocker. Both teams, and Eastridge would tie it up again. And then late in the period, it's Jensen to Oslin with 7.8 seconds left to give Park the 3-2 lead that it enjoys as we get set to drop the puck here in the third period.
That's a huge momentum shifter at the end of the period. We'll see how Eastridge responds to it. You know, Bill, we talked about that live. Both, at least I did anyways. I thought that shot hit the crossbar and came out. But, you know, unfortunately, the United States, they lost 60,000 officials last year to do both youth and high school sports just because of the pressure. We're so fortunate to have officials like that. And for a guy to be not only volunteering his time or getting paid a minimal amount of money, to be that good at it, what a call by the ref.
Yeah, outstanding call to stay with it. He had us confused because he initially signaled it no good when it hit the bar and bounced out. But a Park player was there to tap it home.
Yeah, you saw it better than I saw it. He nailed it. I mean, that's just kudos to him to be that good in real time. I'm sorry, I get the privilege of a replay and I still missed it. So kudos to the officials tonight. They have been on the ball. They've been calling it tight, letting the kids play where they can play. It's been a tremendously officiated game.
Yeah, it really has. A lot of penalties, but that's kind of what you expect in a rivalry game. As the score is 3-2, Eastridge has responded each time as the play is ruled offside. Raptors have responded each time as we take another look at that goal. Look at the puck come down into the blue paint, and then you'll see it go into the back of the net. Bulges the back of the net with a little wrister, and a great job by that. I didn't even see the number by that Park player to stick with the play, not quit on it, and be the first one to react. That's often the difference in those greasy goal situations.
It is for the Raptors, so they get scored on in the last 10 seconds. Any goal in the last minutes, so they're debilitating. You know, the message in the dressing room has to be shake it off and come out. We need to see a jump from the Raptors here in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
I have a feeling we will. They've erased goal deficits twice already. Here's a chance for Park, though, to increase their lead. And that shot from McMorrow goes wide. Again, thrown on net. McMorrow collects it left half wall. Tries to play it down low. It's helped out of the zone. Bounces over Miller's skate. Another Miller hot on her heels.
Small things are big things. Riley Paul with a great defensive play there. There's a break-in by McMorrow. She's coming in alone. Maul doesn't take the second hand off the stick, a critical error that most do. As soon as it comes off, they're going to flag you for holding. She instead keeps 2 hands on the stick, goes stick on top of stick, and that pressure on McMorrow forced that shot to not get a lot on it. Small play, but a big one by Riley Paul.
Kylie Paul is an excellent player.
Paul, my fault. Sorry, Riley.
That's all right. It was close. Sounds like it. As Limpert tracks it to the right half wall. But yeah, how will Eastridge respond? That can be a back-breaking goal. They lost the first time these two teams met 2-0, but you can see how a young, talented team like Eastridge is developing. The record doesn't indicate how good this Raptors team is.
They just play with such edge. There's Limpert throwing the physicalness around too, knocks her player to the ice. We've already talked about the Downey, Walls, and Roth line, so I like the edge they play with.
Backhanded in by Warner. Picked up, and then a long stretch pass to exit the zone. Beautifully done by Park as they regain. Drop pass for Osland. Great tic-tac-toe play. Jensen can't get anything on the shot. Instead, it's what a back check effort by Park and Lauren Osland. Recovered nicely, though, by Sydney Myers, the senior forward. Now it's Eastridge tic-tac-toe passing as they regain the zone. On the backhand centering pass, again, not much on it. Putting themselves in good positions as we've got 3 minutes gone by here in the third period, and still a 3-2 game.
That one might go right on in the net or just wide for icing. So one thing I'm noticing Park doing here, you just saw it, we talked about number 10, Maddie Brinkman, earlier. That time Brinkman steps up from her defensive position into the neutral zone to cut off a pass. She clogs it. It was 3 across the blue line. Zone entry is at a premium right now for the Eastridge Raptors.
Off the draw, could lead to a chance for Park. And a great defensive recovery. Park still able to regain the zone, though. There's a shot whistling high off the stick of Stella Daly, who's already got one today. Little dump and chase, great play. Opportunity here for Eastridge, and another great back check effort by Elena Post to tie up her opponent. Hard to see the sweater number here. And I believe that might have been Bailey Leopold. Park now with possession. Down in the Eastridge end, left circle. Natalie Post turning down low. Have not seen too many board battles. It's been a fairly open contest despite all the penalties, as that puck's iced by the Raptors.
I think it was Cheyenne Walls. Yeah, she's got her jersey bloused in the back of her.
Yeah, 13 would make more sense.
I'm going to show my Canadianism, hockey pants, not breezers. Sorry, everybody in Minnesota. But Walls has just got electric speed. Like, she just blew by the corner there. Great play by the defender. Again, you know, just great coaching there to keep the second hand on the bottom of the stick and just force her, and rather than put the hands on her, just a great play at both sides.
Well, we've seen some really good hockey IQ plays tonight from both teams. Limpert tries to carry it out of the zone, manages to force it out to center ice. Good pressure here from Cassidy Moen. McMorrow. Moen just out of her reach. It's off the window and out of the zone. Limpert with her speed trying to pressure Miller. Battle for it at the red line, won by Park. End-to-end action here as Limpert regains the zone. Watched by 3 Park defenders. Somehow gets a pass out, and then the shot. Fanning on it, Hollenbach.
Love the look, though. Across the Royal Road. Tough play at the one-timer. Is the hardest shot in hockey. So I love the setup.
Osland collides with Limpert and loses the puck behind the Eastridge net. We're inside of 12 minutes to go in regulation. 3-2 our score in this Suburban East battle. Shot from the point off of the end boards. Picked up. Well, Fanning on the clearance is Downey. Finally, it's thrown cross ice. Park with not much pressure. Downey up ahead looking for Paul. Somehow gets it between defenders. Shot driven down by Maggie Jensen for Park. Jensen gets it back, but loses it at the line. Kylie Paul's been so impressive. She's just been a rock, and Park has not been able to get through. Paul now hard on the back check, as Elena Post tries to ward her off. Post so impressive for a freshman defender.
A lot of great talent out here tonight. There's been a lot of excellent individual performances.
These are two programs on the rise, to be sure, as Californis goes skittering to the ice. Natalie Post trying to transition quickly for Park. And touches the puck in an offside position. So 3-2 score remains. Stops the clock with 10:35 to go in the third.
We talked about Kylie Paul in the pregame. We featured the 5 assists on the power play. We've talked about how tough she's been tonight. To get around, she's defended beautifully, but put that with the 16 points she's got on the board, and she's a dynamic hockey player.
Josie Leonard moves in to take the draw against Walls. Limpert weaving through defenders and regaining the zone. Short shifts. And to see the line shorten up here in the third, with it just being a 1-goal game. Picked up by the captain, Leonard. She regains the zone. Fanned on the pass. Now she tries to thread the needle. Gets it back in the right circle. Goes back to the right point with it. In fact, may have hit her teammate on the way through. Nice. Cross ice pass just out of the reach of the rushing Caitlin Roth. But like you said, a nice look.
Good vision by Wall. She saw it, she threw it. And you got to throw it long. You can't throw it in the skates. Just a little bit too far, almost connected though.
Yeah, there really is a trick to leading your teammate and hitting them in stride. That can be the difference between a chance, a grade A chance, and not one. Draws have been hotly contested tonight as well. This time Park able to win it, but Eastridge gets it in deep and forces the turnover. I beg your pardon, Park got it in deep, and then Eastridge takes it away. Raptors able to get into the zone, but only as far as Miller. She goes D to D with the pass for Brennan. Turned over at the red line. Miller back in her own zone. Brennan, a little bit harried. Good forecheck this for the Raptors. Finally taken back, and they're able to clear the zone as Miller looks ahead for Jensen and has to go back into her own end. This is some pretty impressive forechecking for Eastridge. Finally, Park able to get it in deep. They'll try to change on the fly. Turnover forced. Post cannot get that centering pass, so she goes back to the point with it. Gets it back in the right circle. Blocker save made. Post once again, right wing corner. Goes back out on high for Tesher. Now Park with some extended offensive zone time. Warner tries to exit the zone and able to tip it in.
Chance.
Tracking it down. Here's a chance and a save made. Good recovery though, as Brinkman is back to tie the puck up along the end boards. Centering pass, Brinkman once again getting in the way. Maddie Brinkman, the tall freshman. Working to the outside, Daly on her backhand, knocked into. Period has been mercifully penalty-free thus far. Both teams playing more disciplined hockey as we're more than midway through the third period.
The Wolfpack certainly not sitting on the lead, that's for sure.
They are trying to get that 2-goal lead. Into the zone comes Roth. Myers.
So there's the play by Sydney Myers that if we can just reverse cycle it back in, she brings it back out towards the blue line. She runs out of time and space. She can't take it outside. A simple reverse cycle back into the Park zone would have kept the momentum down there. Instead, it ends up 200 feet the other way.
And now it's Eastridge defending as Limpert goes up the wall to the left point. Fanning on the shot. Could lead to a chance, and here is that chance. And they go down. Will it result in a penalty shot?
He's been on the mark so far tonight. Does he call it? He's looking. He's looking. He's going to talk to him. Here it goes. What do you think?
I'm going to say penalty shot. Caitlin Roth, the one who was taken down.
I think he's got her in the box already. I think he's just going to call it too. But the Raptors back to the power play, which has already been effective. Oh, here it comes.
There it is. There it is.
Well, folks, you won a hockey game. You got one tonight. You want more, you get the penalty shot. Overtime in JV, penalty shot in varsity. Bill, it's been an exciting night.
Yep. Taken down ultimately, as was Elena Post, the freshman defenseman, who got her stick caught up in Caitlin Roth's midsection and took her down, dragged her down as Roth was bearing down on net. So now, Caitlin Roth, the sophomore forward with no goals yet this season, has a chance to tie this hockey game at 3 with 7:08 to play. Meanwhile, waiting for her at the other end, Elena Adamas. The ref explaining things to Roth. And here she comes. Caitlin Roth moving in on Adamas, shoots, scores! We're tied at 3.
That one's going to be recorded and shown for years in the Roth household. The tire by the sophomore. Probably not a bigger one in her high school career so far. 3-3 with 7:08. Bill, buckle up. We got a good one.
That was an awesome penalty as she just moved in and wristed it. Couldn't have placed it better. And we're tied at 3. Great job by our camera crew.
Oh, and a 10-bell celly, too. I love it.
Yeah, not bad. You would never know that was her first goal of the season.
Well, she's been working on the celebration because that was a 50-goal celly.
So inside of 7 minutes to go, a penalty shot conversion ties us at 3. And no surprise, I think we both thought this game had overtime potential. We'll see if it gets there. That coming at 9:58 of the third period. Caitlin Roth burying a penalty shot. Chance here now is Oslin trying to get her second. She goes down behind the play. Bounding puck controlled by Limpert. Good forecheck though by Jensen, forcing the turnover. Oslin in front, it just hopped over her stick. 3-3 our score, third period, 6:11 to go. Thrown in deep as Eastridge tries to change on the fly. We've got a whistle and a stoppage in play.
As hard as it is, Bill, 3-3, here's the highlight. There you see, nice little kick save there. Got a toe on it as Park puts the pressure on. As hard as it is to do with 6:06 to go, you got to remember it's just like the start of the game. Play 6 minutes like it's the first 6, not the last 6.
Short shifts, focused shifts as Eastridge wins the draw at center ice and forces it in deep. Well, we wanted a classic in the SWCTC Hockey Classic, and certainly in 2024 we've got one. Bounding puck, helped out of the zone. Finally picked up in the neutral zone and controlled by Park as they get it in.
Eastridge is really amped up again, that forecheck. And they pin Park back in.
And if you thought the nerves of Coach Korkish, Jeff Korkish, were not already buzzing, they are now. Oh, great effort by Roth to try to get her second, but taken off her stick. Natalie Post cleared but not out. Right point shot. Loose in the right circle, finally picked up by Park. 3-on-2 for the Wolfpack. And cannot quite get the timing right. So the play ruled offside. Stops the clock with exactly 5 minutes to go in the third period. And our score tied at 3.
So classic 3-on-2, F1, F2, F3. You know, it looks like on that one, number 12, you know, Addie Korkish took the team offside. Really what she needed to do was cross the line and have somebody buzz towards the net to draw the defense. So really, you look at the puck carrier, that was all three players just not in sync.
Yeah, zone entries are, it's all about timing, and they can be a thing of beauty, but if they're off even just a little bit, it ruins the play, obviously. Raptors ringing around the far side. Caitlin Roth looking for the pass from Lotta. Picked up right half wall. And stolen back by Elena Post. Trying to make up for that penalty that led to the game-tying goal. This is Post. Chips it down the boards and haven't had many grade A chances lately. It's just been a lot of battle for puck possession in the neutral zone.
Physicality picking up as Parks put a couple of Eastridge players on their back, not to their liking.
Played in deep here by Tasher. Up the window and out. As Eastridge will take this opportunity to get a couple fresh skaters on the ice. And icing is the call. What do you think each team needs to do? How do they need to approach these last 3:47 mark?
So you're going to see the benches shorten for sure. I think you're going to see Eastridge be a little bit more heavy on the forecheck up front, but maybe the D not pinch so much. You know, the odd man rush opportunity from a bad pinch could happen either way. And I think Park, you know, is just going to try to keep their forecheck intensity. Right now, Eastridge has been the stronger team in the offensive zone.
Anybody's game right now, tied at 3 as that's hammered around. Miller holds the zone. Dump and chase, Osland on it. Now it's Jensen. Back for Osland behind the Eastridge net. Fed out in front. To the slot, right point. Back center point. In the slot, good passage of play this from Park. Finally, Eastridge able to force it out. Here come the Raptors. 1-on-4 as they enter the zone. You got a player in the front of the Park net, but they couldn't find her. Instead, Miller able to bank it off the far side boards and out. Picked up here by Osland. Loses her balance and then regains it. Osland tests the netminder Beerworth, and she made the save.
You know, they say no shot's a bad shot. You can't emphasize that enough right now.
Here comes Roth looking for goal number 2. Pad save made.
Beauty.
And Adamas covers.
Great save by Adamas. We said she's only got the 4 games in, but that's a big time save at a big time moment.
Yeah, this is a pressure-packed game as Roth trying to pick it inside that left post. And a pad save made by Adamas, who quickly covers. Face-off will come to her right down in the Park end.
If you're on the bench, you are saying shoot, shoot, shoot. Because right now to the goaltenders, that puck looks like a BB.
Which team can keep their discipline as well and not take an ill-advised penalty? Zone held by Limpert. Turned over again. Limpert loses it at the line. Here's Korkish. On the backhand, good strength.
Gotta be careful.
That's gotta be. That is going to be a penalty indeed.
The back official called it. The front official didn't. So that's going to draw the ire of the Eastridge bench. But we talked about it. I mentioned a couple of times there for Kylie Paul about keeping that hand on the stick. You'll see Limpert takes the hand off the stick. That right hand comes down. It's holding every time. It's a classic call. That right hand comes off the stick, and that's what I was mentioning. It's a real skill set to put that right hand and get stick on top of stick rather than take it off.
Dana Romaker less
than... The official is going to call it every time.
Dana Romaker less than pleased with that call, but it looked pretty clear from our vantage point as Natalie Post earns draws the penalty with 2 minutes left. Basically, the rest of regulation will be on the power play unless something happens. One-timer, and they missed the net. Oh, that net was gaping if Jensen could have hit it.
High skill play. That's not an easy shot. Maggie Jensen made it look easy.
They go cross ice with it. 1:43 remaining. Chance now for Eastridge. 2-on-0. Here comes the Raptors. Shot. Save. They missed the net. I think it was tipped up and over as Cheyenne Walls was bearing down on the goal. Paul and Walls battling with it. Now comes Miller through center ice for Park. She regains the zone, feeds across for Oslin. Backhand attempt is saved by Beerworth. Back to the left circle. There's a shot into the midsection, and Beerworth gratefully takes the whistle.
And
take a look at these
Bill,
chances.
let's have a look at it with $1:11 to go.
Incredible. Jensen with a one-timer that just missed the net.
Off speed, almost got by.
And then I think Walls just missed the net, just barely. So 2 chances, 2 misses.
Bill, you could have heard a pin drop as Cheyenne Walls came in. There was just everybody inhaled.
Yes, that was tense for sure. 1 minute to go in regulation. 3-3 our score. 49 seconds on the power play, 53 in the game. Back to the left point as Park and Post. A loose in front, backhanded effort is saved. Rung around, held in. Well, nope, not held in. Elena Post couldn't hold the zone. That's going to waste valuable seconds. Natalie back to her sister Elena, walking down Main Street, shoots, and a glove save made by Beerworth.
That is ice in the vein. She made it look so easy. Crossed the body, shot for the high corner, and she just absolutely made it look like it was a practice shot. Not one with 30.9 to go in the 3-3 game.
Yeah, we're seeing some real cold-blooded performances, and I mean that in a good way here tonight from these kids. Draw one back cleanly, one-timer deflected up and out of play.
So right now, if you're Dana Romacher, you've got to get your top face-off person out there because they've lost 2 in a row. Set up the chances here. So I'm not sure who the best face-off person is, but at very worst, you got to tie up the center so they can't win it clean.
21 seconds left on the power play, 24 in the game. In regulation anyway. Fed on back to the point. Elena Post, like this aggressive kill for Eastridge. Post from up top. There's a screen in front, but Beerworth made the save anyway.
Right on top of her.
3-3 in the third.
So, Bill, the SWCTC Classic is supposed to be a celebration of great sport here. We get an overtime game in the JV game, and we get this in varsity. We've been treated to about 4 hours of unbelievable hockey. We might get a little bit more.
Couldn't have asked for more than that, for sure. 7 seconds remaining in regulation. Penalty expires. Miller comes down. It'll be pinned up against the boards as time expires here at the M Health Fairview Sports Center.
Great job by Molly Beerworth. She looks rock solid during that penalty kill. Park had pressure all over the place there. Good job by the Raptors to kill it off, but Beerworth with some key saves, and at the other end, same thing. Adams makes some big saves as well. You know, we've had great goaltending here in both sections of this game.
3 minutes of overtime, or no, 5 minutes, I believe, is going to be played. 3-3 our score. Just to recap, in case you just joined us, Park and Eastridge were tied at 1 after the first period. And then Park took a 3-2 lead by scoring with 7.8 seconds left in the second to take a 3-2 lead to our second intermission. And Eastridge converted a penalty shot in the third to make it 3-3.
A great shot there the team just got of the 4 goalies, the 2 varsity goalies, 1 injured, and the 2 JV goalies all standing side by side on the bench there, talking to Elena Adames. And 4 goalies talking together, Bill. What on earth could that conversation be about?
Yeah, to be a fly on the wall. Is we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back to Woodbury, we'll have overtime. 3-3 our score after 3 periods of play in the SWCTC Hockey Classic. 3-3 our score after 3 periods of play. Bill Hupp, Mark Hodgins back here for the SWCTC Holiday Classic, Hockey Classic. My brain's fried after 2 games, Mark. I don't know about yours, but we're getting ready to start the overtime period. Park of Cottage Grove and Eastridge, 2 local rivals separated by just a couple miles. Park won the first matchup between these 2 teams 2-0. Eastridge has responded, and I think the Raptors are playing their best hockey of the year at this time.
Yeah, they've looked really good today. There's been so much talent. It's been a fun game to call. As you said, so many younger players on the team here on both teams, so the future looks bright for both of them. I think, equally impressive, both these goaltenders have seen the more limited action of the goaltending duels on this team, and both of them have been outstanding. Good chances at both ends. I think it's going to take one kind of break through the middle, and we'll see what happens here, but you hate to see a loser on 2 teams that have played so well tonight.
The kids certainly look like they're having fun. Bayshock, ironically the former head coach of Eastridge and Woodbury, coming back to very familiar territory as 2 teams trade sides of the ice. 8 minutes. They had 5 in the JV game, 8. 8-minute overtime period here on Varsity. 8 minutes to decide a winner, and if nothing happens, each team will get a point for the draw. You have to imagine this is going to be a pretty fast and furious 8 minutes coming up here. Which team has the stamina and which team can take advantage of its opportunities as Kylie Paul gets it in deep for Eastridge. 3-3 our score here in overtime in Woodbury. Turnover here, chance now for Eastridge, fed in front, just out of the reach of Downey. Downey fed by Roth. Downey was right on the doorstep. Paul goes back up the wall with it. Back out on high for Warner, throws it on net, deflected. Good traffic in front for Eastridge, but Park able to clear it all the way down. Icing is waved off, so both teams will try to change on the fly. And losing the puck in front, and they miss the net. Chance, a great chance for Korkish, and then she goes off the side of the net. The defender for Eastridge had fallen down. Centering pass comes out on front. Miller plays it in behind. Now it's tied up along the end boards. Coming out in front, and a nice save by Beerworth. Miller pinched in pretty deep. Park forces a turnover. Right circle, there's a shot that doesn't reach the net. It's loose behind. Not sure Beerworth knew where it was.
Eastridge right now, tired legs out there. They've been out for a minute and a half and can't get out of their own zone. And huge save by Beerworth, the whistle that they needed.
It was a long shift, like you said, Mark, and that was a heavy shot from Elena Post. But look at this, Warner, an uncharacteristic mistake, just loses an edge. And then Korkish probably had more time than she thought, but missed the net and then hit the side of the net. That's tough, though. You don't expect to be one-on-one.
A lot of snow on the ice, a lot of ruts late. We haven't had the flood between periods, so we catch an edge. And both teams have had a good chance to win this one.
Miller sends it across, shot from the point, blocker save made. It comes up the near side boards. And then carried on out by Eastridge. Good stick lift initially by the captain, Leonard. Leonard reaching after it, can't get there. Waltz sends it in deep. Shane Waltz, been calling her Cheyenne all night. We apologize to the Waltz family. I apologize. I'm not going to bring Mark into this. Shane Waltz. Comes up the near side boards, little chip and chase. Good physicality. This game has had plenty of that.
They played with such grit and determination all night. It's a great brand of hockey.
Icing waved off. They say it was tipped at the line. 5.5 minutes left to go in the overtime. 3-3 our score. Eastridge and Park of Cottage Grove.
I'm going to restate the obvious. The zone exit's so critically important right now, and both teams taking advantage of a heavy forecheck. Got to move the puck out and move it quick.
Eastridge able to hold the zone. Nice job on the forecheck here, but they catch him. Could catch him in a line change.
Limpert's been amazing all night tonight. She's just been all over the ice, and right there again, she comes across. She closes to space. in that time.
Knocks McMorrow off the puck as Limpert weaves through, and then the long stretch pass is intercepted at the line. Well read there by Brinkman. Now it's tied up in a board battle, and eventually taken and thrown on net by Warner. And I'm not sure that Adamas needed to necessarily take the whistle there, but I guess discretion is the better part of valor.
Whistle's never a bad thing, particularly tired legs here. They've been playing now for the better part of 55 minutes. The benches are getting shorter.
I thought maybe, Mark, that she was going to push it over for her teammate, who was right there. But she decided to take the whistle, and off the draw, Eastridge has it. Goal line extended, sharp angle shot that's saved by Adamas. 4:31 to go in the overtime. Still 3-3 between these Suburban East Conference rivals.
Good shot there as Downey came off the boards in a beeline, and again, Adamas just stood her ground, took it right straight in the chest.
Hug that post like you're supposed to do. Warner from the right point just kind of throws it on net. Good job by Walls to get there first. Walls feeds out in front. Oh, a glorious centering pass, but only found Jensen. Here comes Park of Cottage Grove. Into the zone, goal line extended, and Warner gets in the way of that centering pass. Again fed out in front, but Walls is there to clear it all the way down. Puck is iced, but it'll allow both teams to get 5 fresh skaters out on the ice.
First minute and a half of overtime, perilous in the Eastridge zone. It seems to have calmed down just a little bit here.
This just feels like it's going to be a point for each team, and we're going to end in a 3-3 tie. We'll see if I'm right, but less than 4 minutes to go. That would seem fair given how evenly contested this game is. One back to the left point, heavy shot through traffic. Beerworth made the save. Each goalie has had to have made 30-plus saves tonight.
And I think they're both getting stronger as the game goes on, which is just a testament to how well they both played tonight.
Zone held here by Brennan, throws it on net, comes off the end boards. Beerworth scrambles to cover.
Not an easy save again. It's on the ice from 50 feet, but it's through traffic. And you'll see here, she gets the paddle down and well positioned.
So the faceoff will come to the right of Beerworth. Again, one back. Well, initially by Park, but well read here, and now Miller trying to lead a 2-on-1. Miller goes down in the slot.
But how about the 5 Wolfpack back deep there? They all came back.
Defending like a Wolfpack.
Incredible defensive play there by the Wolfpack, all 5 of them.
Raptors have to touch up. Intercepted at the left point by Myers. She's able to hold the zone. Picked up now by Roth, trying to get to the middle. Sends it back, and Post pokes it free. It's a race to the puck, and who else gets there but Limpert?
She's quick on her feet, no doubt about it.
And she looks as well rested as she did before. Here comes Natalie Post, centering pass, and Limpert's back to intercept.
She's a soccer player at Eastridge too, like many of these young ladies, multi-sport athletes, love to see it. But she's got a lot of wind in the sails still for late in the game.
Poke checked free again, long stretch pass by Thermos as Park regains the zone. 2.5 minutes to play. Miller will chase this one back into her own end. Icing waved off. Now Miller's got to be careful. Goes outside like you're supposed to. Walls walks the line. She goes down. No penalty call.
30 right arms to my right one up, but all in the crowd, not on the ice.
Not the ones that matter. When it comes to the game, at least. Left wing corner of the Eastridge zone with 2 minutes to go. Out to Miller in the slot, and her shot goes rising over the net. Park able to hold the zone. And then it's whacked down by the captain. Stops the clock with 1:47 to go in the extra session.
I don't think it'd be a bad call for Dana Romaker to call a timeout here. Her team looks a little bit tired at the moment right now. She's going to shorten the bench down to 2 lines anyways. Take the extra 30 seconds, get your team a breath.
Yeah, she must have heard you because she just takes
I think it was Park that called it, but if she did, so be it.
No, they gestured to Eastridge. It was Eastridge that called the timeout.
Good for her.
So Dana Romaker The head coach, the bench boss of the Raptors, wisely takes a timeout. And they'll just try to get themselves organized. What kind of things do you think are being said in the huddle right now, Mark?
So they're going to bring out the chalkboard, but really the message here is these girls are so talented and so seasoned. I mean, they've been in big moments since they were in mites and junior mites, U10s and up. It's just reinforcing that there's a minute 47 to go. It's a minute and 47 like any other time. So play the system, stick to what you're doing right, limit the mistakes, and we'll take it we can. You know, and I think that's just a simple part, just to keep toning it down and keep them in focus. There's probably going to be 3 line shifts here, maybe 2. Get the lines ready to go. Make sure that everybody knows who's coming over the boards next, and just limit the mistakes.
And of course, at this point, this juncture of the game, every draw is critical. Meanwhile, on the other bench, Bayshak talking to his troops, trying to get them organized. That's another talking point. If we win the draw cleanly back to the point, here's what we do.
I just think it's just a well-called timeout, though. It's an extra 30 seconds. The Raptors look a little bit tired in on their defensive. A couple of long shifts for the key line. I know they're in incredible shape, these young ladies, but you know, an extra 30 seconds never hurts.
No, it's not. Allie Holland back out there to take the draw for Eastridge. And it's one forward by the Raptors. 2-on-2 as they exit the zone. Here come the Raptors down Main Street, and Roth has it taken down. More Eastridge fans calling for penalties.
That's a first period penalty. That's an overtime overlook.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Battle for the puck. One at the line by Eastridge and forced back in deep. 1:24 to go. 3-3 here in overtime. Paul holds it in at the line. Neither team has really gotten much even in the way of shots. 3-on-2 for Park as they enter the zone, but Kylie Paul poke checks it free. Backhanded effort, they score! And they win in overtime, 4-3. Opportunistic with 1:03 to go. That goal coming at the 6:57 mark of the overtime period. And who else but Maggie Jensen, the game-winning goal in overtime for Park.
Featured player, simple play. She just forechecked hard, came out to the side and up and off the side shoulder of Limpert. Oh, it went inside the blocker, so she went across. Just a tough break. Limpert made the play across. It went in off the outside, the blocker, tried to close the seam. Just a tough break for the Raptors goaltender, who played so well tonight.
A tremendous game of hockey, both in the JV level and at the varsity level. And indeed it was a hockey classic here from SWCTC. So that'll do it for us from Woodbury in the M Health Fairview Sports Center. Interviews, post-game interviews coming up next here in the SWCTC Hockey Classic.
Welcome back to the mHealth Fairview Arena. Tonight's SWCTC, a huge finish for the Park Wolfpack. Maggie Jensen, captain and senior, gets her 8th of the year, biggest of the year. We'll throw it down to Bill Hupp, who's got the game winner right next to him.
Thanks, Mark. I'm down on the ice with Maggie Jensen, the game-winning goal scorer, as she scored with just 1:03 left in the overtime period to defeat the East Ridge Raptors, their big rivals, Park of Cottage Grove. And Maggie, take us through that game-winning goal.
It was really exciting. I had no idea it actually went in until the ref pointed to the net. But yeah, it was super exciting.
And what happened on the play?
I kind of just went behind the net, grabbed the puck, came around, and just backhanded it into the net.
It's obviously a big win. You guys had taken a 3-2 lead going into that second intermission with a 2-on-1 that you finished beautifully, passing it to Lauren Osland. What happened on that play?
Oh, yeah, I just saw her coming quick in the corner of my eye, so I passed it on over, and she scored. Ozzy can always get them in the back of the net, so.
This is obviously a big rivalry game. You guys beat them the first time, 2-0, but you had to know coming on their ice it was going to be a much tougher task.
Yeah, it was a really close game, so an overtime win was really nice, especially we kind of were in a slump, so it was really exciting.
It's hard to believe, but section play is coming up pretty quickly. How do you think your team is playing as you near the playoffs?
Well, I think this will be a good push to help us. I think we'll do just fine. We've got a lot of young girls, but they've really put it together, so.
You're a captain this year. You're the leading scorer for your team. What do you view as your approach to leadership in trying to lead this team?
Just always making it a positive experience for everyone and just all having fun together and laughing. And yeah.
Well, there's nothing more fun than beating your rival on their home ice in overtime 4-3. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That'll do it for us here at the SWCTC Hockey Classic. Park of Cottage Grove wins in overtime 4-3. For my broadcast partner, Mark Hodgins, for Bob McSherry, for director Ted LaRue, and our entire crew today at the SWCTC Classic, Park of Cottage Grove wins in overtime in Woodbury.